It's your girl, Samaya. I am so excited to be not starting this YouTube channel, but to start posting trading content truly on this page. It's going to be really exciting to go through my strategy with you guys, to break down charts together, to go over news and trading topics, answer questions, all those things. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that on this page. Today, as you can probably tell by the title, I have no title in mind, but I'll make something work. Today, I'm going to be going over an element of my personal strategy that I use on a day-to-day basis to trade anything in the market. So I'll share my screen here in a second so you'll see what's on my watch list and specifically what I trade. But it's currency, a little bit of gold, and indices, and that's it. Okay. So without further ado, before we go ahead and get started, if you are not already following me on Instagram or following Finally Funded on Instagram, go ahead and check us out and explore, daily profits on those pages, some helpful trading tips. And you can also now join our free Discord as well. Whether you are or are not in the Finally Funded course, you will have access to that for the first 100 members. So we have, last time I checked, 11 members in the chat. So once we hit 100 members, then that's when, I'll have the subscription and everything like that. You can subscribe to the Discord. But for now, anybody and everybody can go ahead and join us there. We meet every Thursday and do a live trading together. Live trading, live charting, ask each other questions, give some, feedback on markups, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. Awesome. So what I wanted to do first and foremost in this particular video was mark something up that I don't trade. So right now we're looking at AUD USD, right? We're looking at Aussie and the dollar as a currency pair. I'll pull up a stock too, potentially things like that, things that I just don't have marked up with a bunch of, a bunch of key levels and things like that, and kind of just get right into how I would go about marking up something, if this was a clean chart yourself, how I would go about marking something up like this. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first thing that I do, okay, I switch over to Hakanashi candles. So if you're taking notes, that's the first thing that I do. I switch over to Hakanashi. And the reason for that is because I'm looking for very specific things in the market, right? I'm really just looking for where price is currently, where it's headed, and then seeing the momentum that the price has at those levels. So let's just get right into it, right? It's probably going to make a little bit more sense when you actually see me go through the motions. So once I'm on Hakanashi candles, right, I go ahead and I start marking key levels, but I do it in a way that I learned from a gentleman, and I actually took his one-on-one mentorship. His name is Dante Murray. So love you. Thank you so much for showing this to me. This was a huge game changer for my trading, and I was able to apply to Hakanashi candles, and it just has worked time and time again for me. So I just want to pass that along, each one teach one. So how to mark key levels. So the way Dante showed me to do it was to mark odd flat levels or 50 levels. Okay, so I use 50 levels and I use odd flat too, but what I've noticed with Hakanashi candles is that price moves very, very beautifully in between 50 levels specifically. And then I'll pull out odd flat levels every now and then if I actually see price go to those areas. But as you can see right over here, we are seeing some we're seeing some rejection off of this area, right? So we're acting as a resistance, okay? So with this supply, with this supply zone here, instead of just having it marked up like that, what I'll actually go ahead and do, I'll get a little bit more precise, and I'll take a horizontal line. And if I just hover my mouse over here, you guys can see where price is over there on the far right, you can see it's like that black square that just keeps moving. So the last 3 digits of price is what I care about. So I'll show you. You guys can see this, and I'll make this exactly 850. Okay, I want the last. It doesn't matter if when you're doing the 50 level approach, right? When you're marking 50 levels, it doesn't matter if it's like an odd or an even 50 level. So here, as you can see, I only care about the last 3 digits. That first number there, if it's an even number, then it would be, you know, an even 50 level or something like that, right? Or if it was, you know, something like this, it would be an odd 50 level. But I don't really care about if it's odd or even. I just care that it's a 50 level, right? Meaning the last 2 numbers are 50, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. As you can see, price came very nicely to this 50 area. And then where else do I see price kind of like having that same like reaction, right? Like, and generally speaking, in this area, okay? So in that area, where is the 50 level? I'm going to mark 350. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to take this off. So as you guys can see, specifically right over here, right, price is literally sitting right on that 50 level. And then over here, we have some rejection very nicely, all in this area, right? So that's what I'm looking for. And I would even go as far as to say, like, as you can see over here, we're getting all of that rejection. So the 50 levels work really well when it comes down to Hakanashi candles, right? So that's step 2. First step is Hakanashi candles, okay? Second step is mark some 50 levels. Now, this is a Saturday, you guys, or Sunday. And let me see. Actually, yeah, okay. Market's open, y'all. Totally forgot. I'm thinking today's Saturday because tomorrow's the holiday. So let's actually mark this up with live price. What I want to do first is Hakanashi candles, right? And then I want to mark levels, 50 levels above and below current price. So as you can see, like right over here, I would mark this one. I'd mark 250 because that is an area close enough to current price that is below it. And then I would mark 850 because that's pretty much where price is currently. And I'd mark, let's see what's happened in past price. So we can get a level above. Price hasn't been this high in a while. So we'll just play in these areas for now. Okay. So what I'm looking for, I'm noticing some rejection off of this 50 level, right? In a couple of places. Okay, and this one here, it might actually be starting to break the 50 level. So we're just going to see and wait this out and see how price reacts at this level. Okay, now I will turn on some other indicators that I have just to help me kind of anticipate where the market would be headed next. So what I'm going to do is actually just bring your attention here. Okay, so if you guys know anything about pivots, if you've taken my course, you'll know how I use pivots. So what we're looking at here is being that price is above our pivot level, price is likely to hit the pivot level right above it. Okay, so essentially what we'd be looking at here is to get into, I don't have any of my favorites showing. One second. So what could very well happen here, right? And I would set even like a tighter stop loss, but what you could anticipate here is for price to continue to go up and smack the R1 before potentially reversing, right? And we are seeing a nice break here of this 50 level. So that is a high probability setup in that regard of what we can most likely anticipate. Or, right, it's going to have some rejection like it has in the past. And then we can go ahead and anticipate that price is, going to come back to the pivot level. And then that would be our target in that case. So we're really just kind of waiting this out to see what price is going to do next. However, we can also look at our Heikin-Ashi RSI. So our Heikin-Ashi RSI, I have found to be super helpful, because as you can see with my Heikin-Ashi candles, for example, right when price, oh, sorry, y'all, this is a different, right when price is starting to have its like switch in momentum, and this is like off of the pivot level as well, and it's sitting at the 50 level, right? So when you see price is starting to have a change in momentum, it's also showing that same change in momentum on the Heikin-Ashi RSI. So that's why I love this combo so much. And I just have found it like to be extremely accurate as well. So what I'm anticipating is that we have some upward momentum here, right? We had some rejection in this area. So price is now floating above our moving average and continuing to the upside. So this is a markup that I will leave up and just kind of see what happens in the next like few hours or so, like for the Aussie dollar and USD, if this is going to continue to heading up. Okay, but that's pretty much my strategy, you guys, and what I'm looking for in the market. I'm looking to first put my chart on Heikin-Ashi candles. I then want to go ahead and mark 50 levels first. In this case, it didn't really have too many like examples of 800 levels, so I'll probably say that for another video. But I always have found 50 levels to really just capture that rejection areas, or those supply and demand zones really, really well for Heikin-Ashi candles. So it works on regular candles as well. But I personally have been trading Heikin-Ashi candles recently, so I'll show you guys. If I put on regular candles, you guys will see like those areas still are heavily respected by the 50 levels. Okay. 800 levels, I will show you guys in a different video. Don't want to make this one too long, but step number one, just to recap, Heikin-Ashi candles. Step number two, I mark levels at current price, a level above current price, and a level below. So I mark those three levels above, at, and below current price for 50 levels. Third step, I want to see where price is in relation to my pivots. And then lastly, just for additional confirmation, my fourth and final really like green light to go ahead and execute a trade would be seeing where momentum falls on the Heikin-Ashi RSI. All right. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Again, go ahead and follow my Instagram and the Instagram for Finally Funded. And if you're not already in our Discord, go ahead and join us so we can go through more markups like this together and answer any questions that you might have. I will see you in the next one.